had to bring it down. So he had to drop the plane down to like 22,000 feet, therefore reducing the pressure in the cabin down to 1 atmosphere. They then had to clear out. They had what they didn't want to have to do is they did not want to have to turn the plane around and go back to Miami.
Yeah.
So they ended up flying at that altitude, constantly checking on him, and so they ended up arriving in Los Angeles. And as soon as to then evacuate my father to Catalina Island, which was the closest to where LAX is, was the closest decompression chamber.
Oh,
but
okay.
there was a state-of-the-art decompression chamber at University of Cab. Put me in a cab, drive me to the hospital, and he had to spend 2 days in the decompression chamber.
Jeez. Yeah, so learn the lessons, right?
Hey, what time are we starting this thing? Hold on. Is he changing it?
No. The ding, 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 ding.
Oh, okay.
But then...
We're streaming on our YouTube channel.
We're streaming on our YouTube channel?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're on Facebook and YouTube?
He's gonna put the link of YouTube onto
Facebook.
on Facebook.
So
After this next
whatever he said.
yeah.
Awa.
He hasn't put the link up yet though. So.
Yeah, don't put the mic up here.
300 likes. Woohoo!
We got 300 in about 3 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we don't fly out until we leave at 1:50 a.m. Friday morning.
Wow.
We will arrive in Hawaii at 5:05. The show is at noon.
How's the video looking?
Well, the reason why I'm leaving is because I got to prep for home.
All right, we're starting soon.
All right. Drink a purple drink.
What's going on, folks? It is Geeked Out right here on DefTal Radio. I'm your man, Jake. We're finally all back here, and then you know what's pretty whack is that we're gonna be gone.
I'm gonna be off
You're
for
gonna be
2
gone
months.
Yeah. So
2 months in Hawaii. Chandler's gonna be joining me next weekend or this coming weekend in Hawaii.
Yeah,
we were just talking about that. When are you leaving?
I leave at 1:50. Yes,
Nice.
I leave. I leave at 1:50 a.m. Friday morning. I arrive at 5:05 a.m. Hawaii time, and then be on the show floor at least getting our booth set up by 11.
Yeah, 10 or 11.
So basically, I plan on taking a Tylenol PM about a half hour before I get on the plane.
Just sleep the whole way through.
Hopefully,
headwinds is 5.5 to 6.5.
Cool. All right.
So around there.
Yeah. So 5 hours. 5 hours. I get nice. I get to sleep on the plane, catch some Z's. Sharon's gonna try to do the same thing. So we're gonna have to power through the first day on Friday.
Oh, man.
So
Good luck.
We'll be sucking.
You know, grab something to eat with Jeremy, and then head on over to the airport because I have 400 prints to prep because I'm gonna be out there for 2 months off the tour. And then we got amazing Hawaii Comic Con Aloha something or other that the amazing show.
Or what's not buried.
There's still a lot of island
Everybody
left.
thinks that like the whole island is covered, but it's actually like this. If this is the island this big, right here is where the
I know
lava
it's
flow
like
is.
it's like a pimple.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. The air quality sucks, but
Houses are devastated.
So that's gonna be amazing.
Who's gonna be at that show?
You know what? I don't know their lineup right off the top of my head.
So wait a minute. So let me see if I got this right. We have Comic-Con Honolulu, beginning of the latter part of August. And then there's Comic-Con Hawaii Comic
September 13th, I think.
Wow.
Something like that. Yeah. So I get together so I don't have to stay out in Hawaii for 2 months. Don't get me wrong. Hawaii's beautiful. But when you got work to do, 2 months is a long time. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
So
I'm looking forward to meeting them.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to meting them.
Me too. You know what?
Be there?
What? I'm going to Hawaii.
He's going to
Hawaii.
Get that.
No, I'm leaving in. So DefTal, obviously. Yeah. Hold on.
I'm sorry. I'm shocked.
You're shocked.
Hawaii? Why?
By the way, before I even go further, we are We're live. If you are on our Geeked Out Facebook page, Jeff DJ De Niro Jens dropped the link to the video on our. Okay, so anyways, back to Hawaii.
All right, back to Hawaii.
So I'm DefTal obviously doesn't do just this right here. So I'm sorry. I know Chandler really wants to see this. So
Yeah.
right there.
So we're on YouTube. You gotta go check out our channel.
Refresh right there. It's right there.
Bam. So that should be good. Okay.
So, like I said, DefTal does obviously not just the DefTal radio stuff and what you hear. We book DJs, we book bands, and all that good stuff, and we plan
The Waikiki Hilton.
Aloha. DefTal is doing Beer Fest.
And when is this? The
August 18th.
Oh, okay. So I'll be gone by the time you get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll see you there. Have you seen the picture with him shirtless with the grass skirt?
Oh, shit.
We would have him do that.
I do. Yes.
At the
I'm
beer
sorry.
fest.
What was that? What was that comment?
I'm just saying.
We're gonna have you do that again.
It'd be awesome. We gotta get.
Yeah, but see, you're not there.
I know.
You
I'll do it by myself.
You need to come a week early.
I'll do it by myself. That's what I'll do.
You got to come a week early.
Oh, I wish. I wish that was that easy.
All of us are gonna be in Hawaii.
Isn't that
To what we did for that one show that we did in San Diego. What was it? It was the Saturday show.
So you guys will do the show, and then you'll have the little stand up of me.
Like a little standy for you going, hey,
what's up?
Be out there with you too.
Yeah,
right?
De Niro's going to be out there with me too.
Very cool.
Yeah, well, I don't know about De Niro. I mean, all I know is he gets to hang around all these naked women. So I just forget it. I don't want to talk to you.
You need.
By the way, I think we just had our first beep there.
Do we?
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. It's you.
I said,
Mr. Language.
He said,
"Screw you, you long-haired hippie."
Was it George Carlin's 7 words that are?
The 7 deadly words.
7 deadly words, whatever he calls it. So, anyways.
Anyway.
Oh man, we are back from San Diego Comic-Con, guys.
Oh man, that was
I know, but I've been running since I touched back down in Vegas. I have not taken a break.
Well, I'll tell you about my last couple of days, but it was funny because they come into the office. I'm sick.
Oh, they got the
sick.
crud.
And it's like, what? I told you guys, what vitamin packs to take, the whole bit. Do you listen to me? No. He's a young kid who's like 24 years old. And so all full of piss and vinegar and everything. And so he's sitting there, and I told him as we're getting in the truck, we're leaving San Diego, and it's like 1:30 in the afternoon. And I said, okay, well, if you want, you can just kind of crash and awake.
Yeah.
This was him about an hour and a half later.
Mouth open, catching flies.
I don't know if the camera can catch that, but
That's hilarious.
That's him about an hour and a half later. It didn't change much, other than when we stopped to get food. Then it was like,
I'm awake. I'm awake. What are you talking about?
Just wake me up. See, the thing is with San Diego, a lot of people don't understand San Diego because they go to smaller conventions. They don't understand how grueling 5 days, especially like Desert Wind, because they're CGCing like a lot of books. I mean, they go through like 1,000 books, and they don't understand how grueling that can be. Especially like, say for example, like artists and people that just go to that show. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous. So, people are like, oh, it can't be that bad. You've never been there.
well, also add to it that you have people that, okay, not getting this show late by an hour is not a big deal. No. Part of my crew is waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to make sure they're on the show floor by 7:30 so they can start by 8:15, 8:30 so that when those doors open at 9 o'clock, we're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, ready to run.
And we're usually one of the last ones off the floor getting chased out by security because we're securing our booth and everything.
Yeah.
We're
The
sitting there
lights.
dropping the cloths, getting the booth secured, doing paperwork. And we're finally getting chased out of there by 8 o'clock. Get back to the house by 8:30. Cook dinner to wake up and do it all over again.
I gotta tell you, this past San Diego Comic-Con, it was a lot different than the ones that we've had before. There's a lot more.
Okay,
no.
hold
Well, I don't want to get into that.
I need to give a sound effect to that.
Dum, dum, dum. Just banging your head against the wall.
That's my head banging again.
For LFX and the win and all that. Is it right? And you got guys like Kelly and Thomas and all those guys. Just I was like,
well, he's surrounded by characters. What can I say?
Absolutely. And I told him like, hey, you know what, man?
Thomas here. I mean, basically describe Thomas to you. First, he's walking around in a kilt.
Right, and the gloves that are like $700.
Oh yeah, and the gloves and everything, and people are going, "Oh, cool! That's a cool costume. What are you cosplaying as?"
It's like
He's
myself.
cosplaying as himself.
And he's like, honestly, man, it's never been like this before. This, for some odd reason, has just been a whirlwind week for San Diego. But it was just, it was crazy.
5:00 on Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, the show's now closed. We'll see you next year. Okay, fantastic. We start breaking down the booth. And we have to start loading everything on the pallet. Basically, they would wait until we have our truck ready to go in the loading area, and the forklift would come in, grab the pallets, bring it outside, and then they'd pack up the trailer and be out of there. And usually, I'd be out of there by midnight at the latest. Leave the show at about 8 o'clock. I'd take one of our employees to the airport who had a 10 o'clock flight. I'd take Joe Rubenstein and his companion with him, take them back to the house, drop them off because there was no need having them hang around. We're up to the truck, and then take the trailer all the way back to the convention center. I get in line, and I get in line.
That line must be crazy.
So it's like, okay, I'm waiting. Thank God I stopped and grabbed something to eat on the way. I'm waiting. And finally, at about 12 o'clock, okay, go on.
12 o'clock?
The loading dock. Finally, had me go into the loading dock. Where what do? I wait. And finally, a forklift shows up at 2:30 in the morning with my first pallet packed up at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh my goodness!
Get back to the house. By the time we get settled in the house and stuff, and I get to sleep, and I think I don't have to wake up at any specific time. I'm gonna wake up when my body decides to wake up, and then I have to drive all the way back. No, Tanya's Chandler, 10 o'clock. Chandler, wake up! You gotta wake up! Come on, we gotta get going.
Why?
Really?
You're like, okay, here, just take.
But
the
it's
keys.
like, oh God, okay, so I got 5 hours sleep. Whee! So we then proceed to clear out of the house and get everything that's in the house packed in the trailer, which was like playing Tetris, 30 in the afternoon. And sure enough, what do? We ran smack dab in the traffic between San Diego and L.A.
Yep, the California traffic.
Normally, it would take 2 hours to get from San Diego up to where another long story short, I basically pull up in front of our house here in Las Vegas at 10:30 at night. So I spent 9 hours on the road.
Holy cow!
Oh my goodness!
I do not.
When I get home, Sharon had to fly home because she had business meetings here. So anyway, when I get home, I wake Sharon up, and then we're up for like an hour and a half talking. I take a Tylenol PM, and as I jokingly say, I put the sign up that says, "Don't wake the bear." Okay, don't wake the bear. Let the bear wake up when the bear decides to wake up.
Right.
The store.
Oh.
What was it? Tell me it wasn't just a rat that got in the store or something. From Jollibee's.
I'll tell you off camera, okay?
It's like Jollibee's had another, like... Honestly, we wanted to help break down and everything, but because we had professional badges...
I know, you got chased out of there.
Yeah. And so we left, but we had the hotel for the next day. So we actually just hung out and just relaxed.
And I'm going to go center of mass on you.
But yeah, so we actually just relaxed and then drove home.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep, that's nice.
We wanted to help.
It's like, that's nice, jerks.
That's not...
Just down. I was like, we would help, but they won't let us. You know
well,
what I mean?
I could easily remedy that. I could have gotten loadout badges.
Oh, there you go. Get us loadout badges for next year. We'll help them.
I didn't. Well,
you know,
okay.
I was there for New York.
You hear?
There we go. They're mine.
I was there for New York, and I helped build and break down the building of the booth and all that. So it's just a part of the process.
Well, I don't know. Next year next year's gonna be interesting because number one, we put in the application is we're hoping to add a John Romita Jr. booth, and we're hoping to add a Chris Claremont.
Chris Claremont.
Yeah, okay.
So you have to say it.
I was waiting for
Basically,
it.
we're looking to get is to get Chris to come out as well.
Very cool.
But so it's going to give us more room for signings and stuff like that, and plan on going back to what it was a couple years ago, where it was like one signing out all those guys that would show up and sign. So
very cool.
Anyway,
I mean,
we'll still leave space for you guys.
I hope so.
Of course.
We're gonna be standing in the corner.
But then again, I don't know, Free. I mean, maybe by maybe by San Diego next year, you're gonna be like on a book or
you always include him, but never include me. What's up with that?
Well, because we do so many shows together.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I know, but
we do Denver, New York, blah blah blah.
But I'm an artist too. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's like,
I gotta hustle too. Hold on, wait here. We got our top 3 topics that we haven't done in like forever.
Okay, I'm gonna go sleep then.
Let's hit it. Top 3 topics of the day. Woo! Whoa! That music is really distorted. Why is it distorted too? Right? I don't know. That better come out good in post. Because all I hear is I could have done like heavy metal right there. Anyways, top 3 topics. So it's gonna be really easy. So let me start this one off really easy. It is what during the weekend of San Diego Comic-Con, what was your favorite cosplay? And we just I think the first one that I saw that I really liked was what's her name? Not Ursula. Is it Ursula? No. The freaking octopus witch lady from Witch Lady. Yeah. So she even had like the fat
like the jowl, like
the jowly thing. There. Like she added that, and it was really cool.
Yeah, I agree. I remember seeing her come by the booth.
We gotta give a shout out to Lucas. Lucas.
Absolutely,
yes, the
Lucas.
Joker.
He stopped by the booth and did a quick interview for us, and which will be up on our new DefTal.
Only fair. We need to give a shout out to our intrepid young reporter, photographer, cameraman, Mr. Do-It-All, godson. He's a filmmaker.
Gertrude.
And we had talked about
Gerald.
We had talked about going, him coming to San Diego, and I thought, with the show and everything, that might actually be a really the camera stuff and the sound stuff, and he was able to take care of it all.
Can you imagine if he wasn't there and I was like I would have to man the camera from in front of the camera.
Yeah,
which would be totally
I know a whole bunch of quick interviews and stuff, and
it was good having Gavin there.
It's so funny because Free butchered his name all weekend.
Like, I didn't. Okay, I knew his name started with a G, so I kept calling him different names like Gavin, Gertrude, Gabriel.
At one point, I looked at him and he was like,
"This guy's a jerk. This guy with the glasses is a jerk. The fat one."
Hey, who are you calling fat?
Me.
Oh, okay.
That's what Gabe was probably thinking to his head. He was like, "This fat."
Good job, Gabe. But back to our topic. We had a topic.
Well, I think I saw a big Thanos, like actual Thanos, holding hands with his daughter, which was like the baby Gamora. And that was probably one of the best ones.
I heard he flew out.
I do remember seeing there was a Transformer, and he was probably 9 feet tall.
Like Optimus or Megatron?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I'm sitting there.
It's usually Megatron or Optimus.
Yeah. But I mean,
it's amazing.
The detail.
Yeah.
The details just, I'll tell you, people just go all out when it comes to San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's still good to look at. So yes, Harley Quinn and
I will say this. When it comes to certain characters, and the way they're dressed, you always have you run the gamut of that. It's like, wow.
Sometimes they just wear lingerie that's just red and black.
No, but I'm also talking about the body.
Yeah.
It's like some people. It's like I'm sorry, but. Do you see me dressing up as Aquaman?
Thank you, everybody. I'm out. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. You're out.
No. But no, seriously. I mean, like, I understand that as a cosplayer and as a person in general, that you got to feel good about yourself. Mm-hmm. But there's whatever.
Well, and I think you kind of hit it on the head there when you talked about how feeling good about yourself, because. Don't get me wrong, I've seen plenty of cosplayers who, they don't have the best physique in the world, but for their physique.
Yeah. And
they look really good as those characters.
Like for example, the Ursula.
Yeah.
She wasn't, toned or fit, but she loved the character. I mean, as a cosplayer. Because isn't that what cosplay is supposed to be? Like, as accurate to the character as possible?
Mm-hmm. Basically.
I'm just saying,
And don't get me wrong, it happens to all types because I remember I posted it was posted on Facebook. Somebody took a picture of them, and all this dude got was like, oh, he check it out, his body. Like his body was great. I mean, he was in shape, but people were like, oh, this dude's roided out. You know, he takes steroids. Like look
the guys from Flex Comics. You know, they're all muscle bodybuilders and everything, and you know they dress up as Thor and all that stuff. And
I wasn't working that day, by the way. You know,
even if you're fit or if you're not as fit, no matter what, it's the internet. Somebody's gonna say something stupid. So do what you do.
Anyways,
right. So Thomas Farr, that works with us. I thought he was gonna get into his Warhammer 40K.
Oh yeah, you remember from the year before?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Man, that would have been awesome because I love that. I know that.
I don't think he brought it this year.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah. So
just too much work to do. But yeah, to put on the armor and all.
His boots though.
Oh, his boots. Yeah.
Well, so he had the Captain America boots that first day.
Yeah.
And then the following day he had this autumn. Yeah, he had autumn leaves and stuff like that. It was I mean, seriously, those boots that he had were amazing.
And he hand makes his stuff.
Yeah.
I love it.
See, I couldn't wear it. So I probably wouldn't be able to wear those, but
you couldn't wear a moccasin.
Boots. So, anyways, I think that's it for that topic. Let's move on. Let's move right along. Next topic is favorite actor or actress interaction, or have you seen any interactions? I mean, not full of posted cool things here and there. Because for example, Matt Smith, who was the 11th Doctor on Doctor Who, he walked the floor wearing a mask, and I can't remember what the mask was. I think it was like a Spider-Man mask or something like that. But then he gets back, back behind closed doors and takes the mask off. He's like, "That was awesome." So something like that.
Robert Downey Jr. did the same thing.
Did he?
Yeah.
He was walking around the show floor in costume, and no one realized it was him.
Right.
Least kick out of that he was able to walk among the fans and not be
without
security.
Yeah.
Security and all that crazy stuff.
Yeah, really.
I know Mark Hamill did it this year.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, Mark Hamill did it this year.
What was he?
He was
A Jedi Knight.
because he has that whole thing with Trump, right?
Oh yeah.
And so he did that. So Mark Hamill did that. I know Daniel Radcliffe, which is Harry Potter. He actually went a couple years ago as was it Boba Fett this year?
No.
Well, I know Jack Black has done it. Bryan Cranston dressed up as Bryan Cranston.
He had the Bryan Cranston.
Right, the Bryan Cranston head. So, and it was like one of those accurate big ones,
Yeah.
And everyone's taking pictures with him. He gets on his panel, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's funny." And all their phones like, "Oh my god, look, I got a picture with him." And so, this year I went to the comic book legal defense fund after party, and it was on I think Friday night. And while I was there, I was just to his friends. But right next to us is the Asian guy from Two Broke Girls, the one that owns the diner, and
With a little voice.
yeah, they let the voice like this. But so I was next to him. That's one guy, Franklin or Bash. I don't know which one he was. From Clueless, the skateboarder guy from Clueless.
Oh, that dude.
Him and Seth Green walked by our booth.
See, I told him
Yeah.
I missed it after it happened. Like I was there too, but I totally didn't see it.
Yeah, for a minute, but yeah, so that's kind of cool. Todd McFarlane stopping by.
Oh, we had Joe stop by.
Paulson. Which one is that?
So we had.
Yeah, Brian Paulson. He talks like this, and I love So yeah, I saw him.
So we had a cool. I saw it during the con when Jason Momoa and Nicole Kidman walked from front, back to front. I think I can't remember what it was. I think they're walking to a booth to do a signing.
Yeah.
And they just walked straight through the crowd. And the crowd was just, they were eating it up.
Oh, okay. So they're still getting
stuff like that. It was very cool. Like they were stopping for selfies.
Nicole Kidman, really?
Nicole Kidman, yeah.
Because normally she's not into doing stuff in audiences like that. You know what I mean? She's not into getting into the crowd.
Yeah.
Jason, he don't care. He's a local boy, so he don't care. Especially, I think he's like a few inches smaller, and he's not.
Not as cut. So
I've heard about your workout routines, 12 ounces at a time.
Oh yeah,
12 ounces of this.
I had a lot of whiskey over the course.
A quarter pound of this.
Oh God, what was the last one? There was another one that was one of those walking around John Cena. John Cena dressed up as Bumblebee.
I'm about to see, how did you see him?
I know.
Remember, I told you it was a transformer. Maybe that's why I saw.
No, but John Cena's like 6'4", 6'5". So was that how tall?
I don't know if he's that tall. Is he?
Yeah,
he's
he's
6'4".
6'4", 6'5".
He's huge.
Okay,
he's a huge
Like
dude.
these guys are.
Well,
real
that's
life
right. When I
monsters.
met him, he was sitting in a chair. So you know.
Right.
So he was.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and then they're interviewing people like, who would win in a breakdance competition, Bumblebee or John Cena? And they'll be like, "Oh, I think Bumblebee would win." And he would lift the mask and be like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" And they're like, "Oh my God, it's John
That's
Cena."
funny.
Behind the convention center is the marina.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was on one of the boats and he was walking off and he was wearing, he was dressed up in a suit and all that stuff. So he was probably doing interviews.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, those are the few that I've seen. I mean,
there's some serious boats back.
That's like I think it was like $25 million boat or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
that was mine. Just kidding.
See, okay,
It's
again.
nice to be surrounded by a dreamer.
I know.
See, again, it's
Keep my
weird
standards
because
high.
This past dinner with him, he'll
Mr.
bring the
Iron
Batmobile.
Man.
Yeah, he'll bring the Batmobile, like the actual Batmobile. It's ridiculous.
So he just brought a gold Rolls Royce. That was
Mm-hmm.
it.
It's kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. How are you
know.
going to be disappointed with a gold Rolls Royce? And
That's a gold Rolls
because,
Royce.
It's not a
Cool interactions, and even online. I mean, have you seen anything like?
I can't really think of anything that comes to the top of my head.
Okay, so
Right.
but that's I mean, honestly, I think I've seen more in past years. Like I hear about it more in past years, but this year
4, or 3 or whatever we did. It's so weird because again, normally we're at the booth, especially at Desert Wind, because who Chandler knows and everything.
Free Isabella stopped by.
Free Isabella, Quincy Victoria, Jeremy Lasner, Andy, all these guys stopping by. But we didn't have De Niro, like DJ De Niro. I don't know where he was.
He was on one of those boats in the back.
You do know what
Nope. Sharon.
Nope. They were coming to see me.
They're coming to see. Actually, they're coming to see Tanya. Let's be honest.
There might be some truth to that too.
Right.
So.
Exactly.
All right.
All right. Let's move on to the next one.
Last topic is. I mean, I saw those. I was sitting in one. You were sitting in one.
Yeah.
Desert Wind Comics.
Desert Wind Comics.
Celestial Comics. That was a cool booth.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. Honestly.
Yeah. You know what?
I mean, the Marvel booth was. There wasn't anything about it that made me go wow. There wasn't really anything about the DC booth that made me go wow. To a certain so much.
Yeah.
that
it's hard to surprise me at a con anymore.
It's funny because this is my second year, and I'm probably the same way. Like I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Well, I think
over
the
it.
reason why we all feel that way is because they don't change up the floor plan.
Yeah.
So when you go in, you know exactly though. The Nickelodeon booth, they changed it up a little bit this year because they had different things.
We were also staring at it all weekend.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
It was basically catty corner from us.
I think Sideshow, because of the figure.
Oh yeah, I mean Sideshow, they come in with some unbelievable statues. The biggest issue I had, and honestly, the one thing that kind of hit me about San Diego this year was the crowdedness in the actual booth. Other than Tuesday when we were setting up, I couldn't step into the Marvel booth.
Like at all.
It was wall-to-wall people. Same thing with the DC booth. Wall-to-wall people. I went over to Sideshow. Wall-to-wall people.
Yeah.
And it's like...
I mean, I hate to say it, but San Diego's not for the business-minded anymore. San Diego's actually for the attendees that just want to get exclusives.
They want to get exclusives.
Okay, so getting back to the booths, though. Upper Deck, they redid their booth where they actually have, like, over there at Upper Deck, did a really good job on their booth. Cryptozoic did a good job. The Bandai, of course, with all the what you call that, the Power Rangers and all that kind of stuff.
Gundam.
They always do a really good booth. But yeah, it has done to change it up. It's always the same setup. It's always that same circle where the celebrities are in there and people go in there and it doesn't change.
I think part of it also is you go back to 2008, 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
And 11, and it's when they had the wall of Iron Man suits. And to me that was really cool.
I mean that's what brings you in.
Yeah, to see that kind of setup.
Love that.
But part of the reason they did that is because they had what? They had
4 or 5.
Not only do they have 2 or 3 movies, but then they have 2 or 3 or 4 TV shows. I mean, I know they had a signing with the agents at S.H.I.E.L.D. They had a signing with the signings, but at the same time, I was a little taken back that I didn't see more of the booth that was featuring what is supposed to be their really big event coming up.
Yeah, like say for example, they had the
Oh, they were there.
They were there at the Marvel booth. They were there.
They were in the miniature display.
So that was way too open. That was way too open.
But okay, that was.
They would walk by.
They got stepped on by accident.
Right. But yeah, like you said, there's nothing that drew your eye, except for maybe Nickelodeon. Though Nickelodeon did a really good job.
That booth is tall.
Yeah.
And Fox's booth is really nice, but it's more like they have something hanging, like an overhang.
Yeah.
Kind of weird thing.
Well, again, like even The Walking Dead, it's the same as last year and the year before and the year before. It's a Walking Dead experience. You walk through, but
how many different ways can you have walkers come at you?
Exactly, and it's the same setup.
Yeah.
Every year. So now I'm thinking, like, for the people that have been there for 12 years, this is my 37th year in a row, like 32 years for Jim Lee. I think people go to San Diego now just because it's San Diego.
Yeah.
They don't go because they're excited. They go because it's just, hey, it's San Diego. I gotta go. So I hope they thing, but do something more inside. Tell the vendors you gotta change it up. We can't move you anywhere because there's so many people and it's packed or whatever. But you gotta change up your look. When I first started with you, you didn't have a big huge booth area. It was open top and all that stuff. Remember that? But again, you changed the look. You evolved. You made it look bigger, better. More signage and all that kind of stuff. So we've done that in 10 years. So I don't understand. Why? How are you going to get people excited about your product if you're not doing anything exciting?
Well, as an example, in the Marvel booth, it used to be that they had 2 separate signing booths. They had a signing booth on each end. Well, what turned it into a retail sales spot where people were able to go buy the variants and stuff that they had available. Yeah. So what they did was they took away part of the signing areas that they had, and it was set up. But I want to say last year they had 1, 2, 3 different signing areas. I don't know what they had this year.
DC had a big, gigantic stage. See, we have to say this in the mic because Jeremy refuses to get on the mic. So, they had a big stage.
Well, they're like Marvel. They had a big stage in which they were able to bring people up on. They were able to show stuff up on the screen and the pieces where it's introducing, like when they had the signings that take place up there. But what they don't have is they don't have the massive displays that they used to have. Now, I understand that gets expensive. It's easier to cut something on film and put that up. Could they do something where maybe they're, maybe what they, here's just an idea, but if they were able to do something where maybe just the concept of who survived.
Oh, see, there you go.
Who
an interaction
and
where
here it is. You have certain characters, and then other characters. You have like an outline.
It'd be kind of cool.
No longer there.
Like to expand on that, it'd be kind of cool if they actually had, like, say, for example, a camera, and you stand.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, who survives? You. Are you gonna survive? And you stand there. You go like this or whatever. They take a picture, and in the picture, you see if you're disintegrating or not. That'd be kind of cool, right there.
Type
Yeah.
of thing. So, but
Like
I
Marvel
said,
doesn't
that
have
was
$1 billion.
That was just one
They
idea.
got Disney money now.
So what? Okay. So what's next?
Yeah, what's that?
That's it.
What was the third one?
Okay, well,
The booths.
Oh, okay, that's right.
so the boots. What are we
What
doing?
have you been talking about for the last 10
I
minutes?
forgot how we got on that subject.
We've been all over the place on this one. We have so many things: boots, cosplay, and celebrity
Actors.
interaction.
About 5 minutes left. Any other parting words until our next show, which will probably be in like 2 weeks.
Our net back on. I'll be back here on the 13th.
Which is what day is that? Is that like
It's a Monday.
Oh, it's a Monday. Okay. And
So that means it'll be you and me.
Jeremy here with
Okay,
DJ De Niro.
I'm sorry. Okay, so that'll be Jeremy. You know what?
Where you going?
I could have Jason.
Jason.
Okay.
Hey, I don't like that guy. We have a thing. Him and I, like ever since New Year's had this thing, like it's like, I don't even know what you're doing here. Like, why is your name Jason? Because they couldn't figure out a better name, like that kind of stuff. And so, like, we just had like this ribbing with each other. So
But
yeah, Jason, I hate
you're
you.
missing
Shut
the
up.
point. You won't be.
come here. I'll just turn the camera and then let's see who shows up. In front of the camera. Is this thing working?
I'm not calling nothing. I'm on vacation in Hawaii.
Well, I guess
vacation.
I could do
Put it like right here.
Right? It's like, so Chandler, how you feeling today? Hey, Free, how you doing? You got a couple of right? You can just
Well,
be like
actually, that's
Right?
You know what? I just realized something. You and I will.
this. When I'm honestly, okay, now being in Hawaii, it's not just me going there and having fun and eating and all that stuff. I'm actually working a lot in Hawaii. That's actually my busiest time. In like 30 years. I've been a DJ for like forever. and then now I draw funny books. So I don't really have a real job. So anyway.
You know what? I call bunk on that. So
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have a job, but I do work. Anyway, you know
We'll figure it out.
Well, I mean, there is a whole bunch of really great comic artists that would love to come on this show. Didn't you have Gene one time?
I had Gene Munson come on.
I know Justin Ayers is a full-time artist now, so
Shout out to
really smart. Kind of.
well, all I can say is I trust you to take care of it. How's
Yeah,
we'll be all
there
right.
you go.
We'll be all right.
But we'll be in Hawaii, all three of us in the same month, just not at the same time. And then after that, you got Baltimore and Connecticut.
home? I don't think. Honestly, I don't think we have anything until Baltimore.
Okay. And then after Baltimore,
Unless I get a phone call, hey, you got to go so and so,
right?
or what?
And
or
then 4
something.
days after Baltimore, 3 days after, you're gonna go straight from there to
New York,
right?
yeah.
For me and all the rest of the like Jeremy and all the rest of the guys, we got Vegas Fan Fusion here in Las Vegas, and then
That's right. That's the same weekend as Baltimore.
Same weekend as Baltimore, and then I fly out to New York, and I'm gonna be staying with Ken Lashley, so that's gonna be kind of cool. So,
What happened? Do you have a corner for me?
well, he has a corner for me too. Well, again,
okay.
I
No, that's fine.
I wanted
No.
to make sure I got my bases covered, and
That's
so
that's fine. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
and so
More room for you guys.
right,
My-
but you know that's just how
The
it is.
bear has his cave. I will simply say that. Stay out of the bear cave.
But yeah, and so New York is going to be really exciting again. Whew. Aaron and Chandler and all Tanya, the way they work there is ridiculous.
I unfortunately can't make it. But thank
Yeah.
you for the invitation.
Not
You're
yet.
welcome.
I'm going to be running Foodie Fest that weekend.
Yeah,
So-
this is going to be the first
Stuff in
foodie-
your face again.
right. First foodie fest that I haven't worked in.
So I'm going to be the MC for the weekend.
Have Jeremy
you said,
do
wait a
it.
minute. You said you're playing double duty. Okay, so you're the MC. What's the other
I'm the
thing?
stage
he's the
manager.
stage
I'm the
manager.
director of entertainment for Foodie Fest.
Yeah, this guy. I mean,
Trust me. When yeah.
You know, I didn't know what it was. I didn't
Yeah.
know what
I-
the other responsibilities were.
I
So
gotta
very
admit,
cool.
I mean, you run a tight ship.
I'm waiting for when Foodie Fest is not when I'm out of town.
Yeah, we're in April because it's end of April and then beginning of October. Where were you at the end of April? Oh, Jersey. Okay.
I was in New Jersey.
Oh,
All right.
East
So
Coast Comic Con.
gotcha.
yeah, there you go.
Anyways, we gotta cut this off, guys. It is 3:01. So
Yeah, but we started late.
I know we did start late. So okay, we'll give it.
I've got an hour worth of material here.
Let's give it another 5 minutes. Anyway, so Foodie Fest over there at Foodie Fest. It's such a walk
it's a
around
great
and
time.
eat and
Oh.
walk around and eat
Now,
and
keep in
listen to
mind-
Give me a
music.
microphone.
Walk around and eat.
Like, keep in mind, like Foodie Fest, all the food trucks that are in Foodie Fest are award-winning food. But you got like chefs that are world-renowned chefs that have their food trucks. Been
So
on
Philip Dell?
Philip Dell from Food Network and Food Channel, and this and that.
No,
And
hopefully,
so-
we'll have
yeah.
to just let me know way in advance, and we'll.
We to New York. I was like, oh yeah, let me check. Hold on, Foodie Fest.
Dun,
I
dun,
can't
dun,
go.
dun. It's two great events on the opposite ends of the, United States. You got
Yeah.
New York Comic Con and Las Vegas Foodie Fest.
And reading comics, the big convention that was always in the comics was the Big Apple one. Big Apple convention.
Mike Carbonaro.
Yeah. So
I never did that one yet.
that,
Yeah,
Haven't
well,
done that.
that's basically Big Apple 10 years ago that Wizard World bought it.
oh wow.
Oh,
And they
okay.
took it over, and they ran it for like maybe a couple of years, and then they sat on it. And
What?
and so basically what happened was to the effect of how, if they didn't use, if they did not put the show on within a certain period of time, that the rights would revert back to Mike.
Wow.
And so what happened was he basically, I didn't want him putting on another show in New York.
Yeah.
He could only put on a one-day show. He couldn't put on more than a one-day show.
Oh wow.
So what happened was after it was, I want to say, it was after about 3 or 4 years that they had bought it. And he called it the New York Comic Book Marketplace. He called it the New York Comic Book Marketplace, and it was a one-day show. And then he did that for a couple of years, and basically after a certain period of time when it wasn't being used. And at that time also the non-compete expired. So then he expanded the show. He combined the New York Comic Book Marketplace show
Nice.
Oh, okay.
so yeah, that's what happened with that show.
Eventually, I will be there with you guys one of these days.
One of these days, yes. One of these days.
Anyways, we got to cut this off, guys. It's already been. It's like 3:07, no,
Oh,
3:04, 3:05. Social media is always Geeked Out.
Oh, by the way, Free,
Instagram.
real quick, you
Yeah.
just reminded me of something. Just so you know, coming up at New York Comic Con, your favorite writer,
Chris Claremont. Oh, nice.
and
Very
it's
cool.
going to be coming out just in time for New York Comic Con, and we may be looking to do a variant cover, and guess who the book is about?
Wolverine.
Chris Claremont. Oh wait, sorry.
Magneto.
You got it.
That's beautiful.
I think it's the first time Magneto's going to have his own story in several years now.
Yeah.
So,
It's been a minute.
And it's Chris's. Okay. Yay.
All right. with that great news,
With that
let's go ahead and cut the Twitter. Geeked Out LV and Facebook at Las Vegas Geeked Out. That's it for our show. I'm your man JQ. This is Free.
check us out on YouTube, baby.
YouTube TV.
Yo.
You're out. Peace.
Drop the hammer. Live from Sin City, dropping the hammer with DJ Thor.